fans, and welcome to another edition of the TNA Review, brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio. Let's get started here with all the action that happened this past Thursday night. Wembley Arena, again, London, England, TNA invasion continues here across the pond. This actually began with Bully Ray coming out, talking smack, not about anybody else in particular than his recent buddy, Bobby Roode. Calls out Bobby Roode and says, listen, I've been your backup watching your back when this whole time you've been ignoring mine. Actually, I've been getting that knife in the back instead of getting some assistance here from you, who's supposed to be my buddy. This ends up being squashed by Bobby Roode immediately, saying, look, our problem is not with each other. It's with Sting. Enter Sting. Here comes Stinger with, again, for the second week in a row, his cricket bat. We're going to play some cricket after Impact, probably. And announces here a couple of things. First off, in the pay-per-view here, he's going to be the special enforcer for the main event championship match. And then he announces the main event for this will be those two, Bully Ray and Bobby Roode, versus James Storm and himself. So, there it is. Enters here the main event for this Impact. And we'll talk about that as the show continues. After that, we had our first match of the evening. Christopher Daniels with Kazarian versus AJ Styles. This ends up ending when Christopher Daniels, with the assistance of Kazarian, not really wanting to, but just kind of like hands him the plastic knucks, clocks him when the ref ain't looking, and there you go. So he ends up rolling him up for the victory after clocking him one good one in the head, and there you go. Hides his knucks in the old tights and continues there. So the continuation of this assistance from Kazarian to Christopher Daniels is still there. Will it boil over here at the pay-per-view here this Sunday? We'll find out. It's going to be interesting to see, especially with this X Division match coming up in this pay-per-view. We'll talk about that as well. After that, we had Bischoff and Gunner seen in the back talking what their strategy is going to be when they meet up with Hogan. Later on, possibly, we'll find out. After that, we had the next, not so much match, but the next actual ring appearance. It was the favorite, all of a sudden, Samoa Joe and Magnus. Magnus impressed. He actually worked the crowd, worked the mic, saying, I might not be everyone's favorite, but I'm home. Yeah, they were buying it up. So, these, again, Taz was talking about it here on Impact. These guys are the shiznits right now. They're bringing it every week. They looked impressive. Too much, apparently, for Matt Morgan and Crimson to put up with. They came out not to talk, but to fight. Them's fighting words. They come out and start attacking these two men immediately. The crowd all of a sudden starts booing. Boo, boo. When's the last time these two guys were booed? Nice to see here from the English crowd. I like it. Anyway, this ends when finally Samoa Joe's outside of the ring. They're beating up on the boy Magnus. And here comes Samoa Joe, snatching him from outside the ring, pulling him out, and pulling him away from danger. This is going to be, again, the championship match at the pay-per-view here this weekend. Which, again, like I mentioned, we'll talk about it here later on in the show. After that, we had our second match of the evening. This is good. Well, first off, let's talk about what Christy Hemme was wearing here. Oof. If you didn't see it, oh, man, you should have checked it out. Christy Hemme. There we go. As Taz was saying, the best looking ring announcer in wrestling. That's right. Talking about you, WWE. Yeah. She's the best looking. Sorry. All right, with the second match, let's get started here. Doug Williams, again, the hometown favorite, and versus, this was nice about this, versus Alex Shelley and Austin Aries. Good match. This was an action-packed match, needless to say. Look at the guys on this match. Again, Doug Williams wasn't really a factor in this match, but here we go. Alex Shelley and Austin Aries were giving you a little sample of what you're going to see X Division at the pay-per-view. This match ends when finally Alex Shelley ends up hitting the sliced bread on Austin Aries. Beautiful, beautiful maneuver after reversing here the Brainbuster. And there you have it. He wins. Now, if this happens on Sunday, he's the new champion. We'll see what happens later on. After that, we had a little segment here where we saw Gail Kim beating down on Tara. Again, this is another match set up here for the pay-per-view against all odds. And first, it looked like, from my viewpoint, it looked like she was beating down on Dixie Carter. But no, upon further review here, close-up, it is actually Tara that she's beating up on. Basically says that's a little sample of what I'm going to do to her come against all odds, blah, blah, blah. And there we go here for the next segment here. After that, we had the third match of the night. We had some knockout action. Mickie James versus Velvet Sky. Man, and the crowd was eating this up. This match ends when Velvet Sky gets the roll up on Mickie James and gets the victory. This wouldn't happen a few months ago. Mickie James was getting a heavy push and not so much Velvet Sky, but things have changed here as of late. All right, Velvet Sky with that W. Big, big win for her. After that, we had match number 4. And again, this is the main event. This was Bobby Roode and Bully Ray versus James Storm and the Stinger. That's right, Sting. This match is pretty back and forth, but Sting ends up doing most of the heavy lifting here when James Storm appears to have been bumped out of the ring here and is not really a factor here. This match ends when Sting applies the Scorpion Deathlock on Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode reaches out to Bully Ray for assistance, but Bully Ray says, "See you in 3 days, champ." And that's the end of that. Here it comes Bobby Roode tapping out. And there it is. The victory goes to Sting and the team of Storm and Stinger. Now, like I mentioned here, Against All Odds will be this Sunday. We here at Unified Wrestling will have the entire predictions on who's going to win, who and why come Saturday. So look forward to that the day before Against All Odds. And again, we will have a special review show, myself with Invincible E. Vincent, on Sunday following that pay-per-view. Again, you can follow that live coverage on unifiedwrestling.com. And don't forget to log on to 123wrestling.co.uk for everyone over the pond. For myself, Cesar Scorpio, thank you very much for watching. See you guys over the weekend, Saturday prediction show. Be there or be square. I'm out.